3, 2, 1. Welcome to the GameChanger 00100 show. I am your host, GameChanger. Today we have a special guest by the name of DungQuesha Jackson. How you doing today?
I'm fine. Just call me DungQuesha. They don't need to know my last name.
Okay. DungQuesha.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good.
They need to get it right. I like people to pronounce my name right.
Go for it.
Wait a minute. The computer came on. Wait a second.
Sure.
Let me just tell you how to pronounce it. DungQuesha. That's how you pronounce it.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so we have the spelling. Just so you know, on this page we have the spelling at the bottom. So of the first and last name. So yeah. So it's like two separate words, hyphenated. DungQuesha. Make sure you pronounce the G when you say her name. Correct?
That's right. Yes, sir. That's
all right. Okay. Thank you very much. All right. So we've been emailing, texting back and forth to have a debate or discussion on various topics. I know one of the things that you put out there was to talk about who's more supreme, Black women or Black men. But I kind of looked at your No Fugazee podcast video, and it seems like you really covered your point of view on that. So I wanted to do a little shift if I could. And
you should try to get more understanding on why Black women will never submit to the Black man. So we can get into whatever you want. Whatever you want, I'm ready.
Okay. I don't really know if it's any longer Black man's primary desire to get Black women to submit to them. But yeah, but we can touch on that a little bit later.
Whatever you want.
Okay, great. So what I wanted to talk about, well, first of all, since you brought up the topic of supremacy, right? And when I hear that term, I think of white supremacists. So let me start with this. Do you feel that white supremacists are qualified to raise Black children, like if they were to adopt a Black child?
No.
Okay. Do you feel that female supremacists are qualified to raise male children?
No.
But you're raising a young boy, and you are a Black female supremacist.
How you know this? How you know on the other side, if you don't have a full man in his life doing stuff, you don't know that game changer.
No, I understand that, but you said but wait a minute. Even if he's being raised by both you and a man, he's still being raised by you, who is a female supremacist. Am I correct?
Yes.
So at least half of his upbringing is from someone who feels that he will never be in a position of full supremacy. And it's just...
will never be. You ain't either. None of y'all will ever be in a position of full supremacy.
Okay, I'll put it like this. He'll never realize his supreme potential.
Over the mother. I told y'all that if you watch the video, you need to study that you will never, ever, ever. It is not natural for you to ever be over the Black woman. That's not a natural occurrence. That is something that is man-made. The natural occurrence is your mother, is your first God, is your first leader, your first teacher, your first guide, your first everything game changer. What is you on?
Well, I'm more focused on the future than the past, which the parents are, and the children are the future. So following up with that ideology, and you talked about how white supremacists should not raise Black children. Why do you think that would be detrimental to the Black child?
Because what happened is that the white, you say white supremacists or white people in general?
White supremacists, but I mean, if you're a white supremacist, chances are you're white. So,
Okay, I didn't know if it was just a white person or white supremacist. A white supremacist is not the same mindset as just a white person.
This is true. I said white supremacist.
Okay, so let me start there. A white supremacist should never raise a Black child. And I'm going to tell you why. It's because he will teach the child to be like himself, which is a white man or a white woman, and the child is Black. So it will cause an identity crisis within the child. So that's the reason why he's not that shouldn't occur. If you're a white supremacist and you bang one ideology, everything is about whiteness, and you have a black child, what do you think that would do to the black child? It would totally neutralize the African within that child. So continue.
Okay, so if a boy is raised by a female supremacist woman, then wouldn't that totally neutralize his masculinity?
Yes, if he did not have a male to balance it. So if you got a black woman supremacist, and you got a silly Hebrew that's the other person on the other side that's pumping a bunch of sexist misogynism and black power, black man empowerment, manosphere, the no fugazee ideology, then he comes out balanced. Because he got two, he has the extreme of the mother teaching that the black woman is the God of life, and then he got the Hebrew that's on the other side teaching him that he God. So it works out long as it's two. No, I don't believe that a woman game changer should be raising a male child alone. That's foolishness. So, you have to have the father. When a child gets 12 years old, the father needs to take charge.
Okay, so let me see if I understand this properly.
0 to 12. And around 12, the black man should have rites of passage programs. Do you hear me? Rites of passage programs for the black young men. But what happened is the black man is not doing his job. He's failing all over this country. You need to have rites of passage when the kids get 12. But what is the black man doing? The white man seems like this community is doing good, but I'm talking about to my own. We're not doing too good, game changer.
Well, okay, but as the supreme leaders of the black community, isn't it your responsibility?
That's why I'm on. This is why I'm here. What are you talking about? I'm here to.
So if the community is failing, wouldn't it be if the community is failing, wouldn't it be a failure of the leadership?
No, because this is the problem. Listen to me. The black man, as well as the white devil, Satan, is in rulership. That's why you see the P. Diddy's. That's why you see the Tyler Perry's. That's why you see all of this perversion, because men are in leadership. This is why the world is crashing. When the world understands that the black woman must sit on the throne alongside the man, and they both together have to rule the world. You cannot allow the black man to rule, or the white man. The white man can't rule at all. He can't rule at all. He's a killer, and I don't want to go down the list because you can't say raper. Okay, he's in his dominant lower nature. He's eating bloody steaks probably each and every day. So we're not going to deal with that. The European man is the epitome of Satan. He stays in his lower nature. The black man is a supreme creation. He's just fallen. He's just a fallen creation right now. And what happens is, what needs to happen is the black woman and the black man have to come together as one. Because the black woman is not submitting up under the black man for nothing. Definitely not the white man. We don't have no respect for him whatsoever. We have to be in this white man's world and get along because we're in his matrix. But we don't want to deal with the white man, the Asian, or the Hispanic man. We want to deal with our men in our own territory. We want our own land, our own territory that we control, and we will build a little Wakanda. That's what we need to do, build a little Wakanda. But y'all ain't with it. You have not built, the black man ain't built nothing since Wall Street, Black Wall Street, about 100 years ago. Y'all ain't doing nothing. So if y'all ain't doing nothing, then the black woman definitely ain't gonna respect you. Every time I see a black man, I ask him, I say, hey, what you want? I said, what you want? What you building? I said, what? Usually I hit them with what set you claiming, right? And guess what? All of them be like, well, I'm retired. You know, I'm just chilling. We ain't trying to hear that. We need our own territory. We need our own stuff. And we ain't going to respect you until you do it. We look at the black man right now as weak. He ain't in this warrior spirit. Do you know that your nature is to build and to fight, to protect? You ain't protecting nothing because you don't have nothing to protect. Why haven't you built yourself a little town? You ain't built a little town nowhere in all the 50 states with your own bank, with your own hospital, with your own schools, with your own security force. We ain't got that. So therefore, the Black woman won't really submit. We ain't gonna submit, but we'll respect you. We still ain't gonna submit. I don't care what you do. We ain't submitting to you. We only submit to the divine creator. We only submit to the divine.
Okay, I understand what you're getting at. Right, I understand what you're getting at. So what I have to ask is, if the Black women, as you stated, don't respect the Black men, then why should Black men try to build anything with a group of women that don't respect them?
Because once you build what you need to build, and we look and we see that you're doing something, then we'll be able to respect you on a higher level. We don't disrespect you to your face. Inside of our hearts, we don't really have that much respect.
You just said that you did disrespect Black men to their face.
What? Say that again. What you know? What
you said that you did disrespect Black men to their face. You said, when I see a Black man, I ask him what set he claimed, and he ain't about nothing in what he built. But I'm gonna give some historical examples of.
Hold on, you misunderstanding me.
Okay.
When you're asking him what set he claiming, that's not disrespect. I want to know what he believes. And if he's believing in a weak ideology, I know to get rid of him. But go ahead.
Okay, fair enough. So I want to give examples of civilizations that was created where the women submitted, and then the civilization was built after that. Okay. So the first civilization that comes to mind is the Egyptian civilization, followed by the Mesopotamians, followed by the Greek, followed by the Roman. And then somewhere in between there was the Qin dynasty, that gave birth to the once 6 nations that make up now China. So, and then of course there's Japan. So with that given, it does seem like the proper order of building and creating a functional society is the women first submit to the men, and then society comes as a result. What you're saying is that once civilization is built, then the women will submit. Now, can you give a historical example of who built something with that particular process?
Okay, so let me explain something to you. And then I want you to then ask me that again. I am speaking to America. I am a Black American.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm speaking to what's going on. See, what's going on, brother, is you don't want to be in the here and now. You don't want to. You want to go back into Egypt. You want to go back into Mesopotamia. You want to go back into Samaria. You want to go back. And that's your problem. That's why nobody dealing with y'all, because you want to go back.
Well, then you go back to Black Wall Street.
Here and right now, what needs to be done? And what needs to be done is you need to go back and follow the concept.
You just said don't go back. You just said don't go back. So even though you went back to Black Wall Street, and then you said, you went back to say that we haven't built anything since. So I went back to examples of people who have built. You're unable to provide an example of a people who built and then the women followed.
Okay, I am going to provide an example.
Okay, please provide a historical example.
I'm going to provide an example of ancient Egypt. Ancient Egypt was based on the man getting his wisdom from wise women, and he was the muscle, she was the brain. He went to the wise oracles, and they gave him instructions, and he moved forward. So let me go ahead and take you all the way back. If you want to go back, I'm going to take your tail all the way back. Let's go back to the hunting-gatherer stage.
Okay, that's not ancient Egypt, but go ahead.
While you were out there fighting with the buffaloes, about to be killed every day, the Black woman is who came up with agriculture. And she started growing and having food where you wouldn't have to carry your tail out there and get killed, which then opens you up where you can start working your brains and doing stuff like building pyramids. The Black woman is who set all that up. The Black woman is who set everything up. It came from the mind of the Black woman, and we fed the information to you, and you were the foot soldiers, the mind of the Black woman, the superior one, The black woman is the most superior. I'm not gonna go there because I did it with Fugazi. But the black woman is the most superior out of all the creation. I'm not gonna give you the rundown. Come on, keep going with it.
Okay, so with that understand, well, first of all, you mentioned the hunter-gatherer situation, which is a situation where the women submit to the man's desire to gather, food stuff while he hunts.
How do you know that?
Well, how do you know that? How do you know that? How do you know that agriculture? How do you know that agriculture came as a result of women?
Because the Honorable Reverend Bear Shango, which has his doctorate degree, which is one of my teachers, gave me the historical information on how everything transpired in our African culture. I sit up on the Reverend Bear.
Right. Okay. So I'm gonna say this without a original source or even the name of the woman who invented agriculture. I'm just gonna call cap on that and move forward. So
you don't call a cap on nothing. Who do you think was gardening and planting? You know that's a womanly thing right there. Your common sense tell you that.
I honestly don't know, and quite frankly, don't care.
Shango do know. You better go study Bear Shango, Dr. Bear Shango, and that'll help you get your mind right.
I really don't want to, but furthermore, we do not have any original source that points to a female being the inventor of modern agricultures. Let's start there. Now you mentioned the ancient Egypt. This was a highly patriarchal society, until it fell under Cleopatra, who was actually Greek, who was Julius Caesar's side piece. She wasn't a queen, and she most certainly wasn't a god. She was a jump off. Julius Caesar was married to his actual wife. Therefore, you have failed in your endeavor to mention a society where the women submitted only after the civilization was built. Let's start there. Let's start there.
I told you.
Therefore, if we as men plan to build a society, we can only do so with cooperative women. And if our women choose not to cooperate, it is the duty of Black men who want to build to find women who will. Would you agree with that?
You build. You don't need to find no women. What is your problem? Practice some sexual discipline and build your society. Build your stuff. What you always looking for women? Oh, we can't build unless we got women. No, build. You know the white man didn't destroy us in here in Black America. You know he didn't destroy us. Stop playing games. You being lazy and you know you're about to get ate up because you're playing. You're playing with me. And you're not gonna get away with it. I want you to pay attention.
Well, the problem.
Stay out of Africa.
Okay, you're finished talking. Your turn is over.
In America.
The problem with what you stated. I'm gonna have to mute you. Okay, please don't. All right, now the problem with what you stated is that you can only build something that lasts less than a generation without women. Okay, because what happens is everything that you build for future generations will dissipate because there's no generations to continue building. That's why civilizations like the aforementioned Greek civilization or Egyptian civilization took more than one generation to build. So once again, what you see when you see these civilizations is the combined efforts of dominant men and submissive women. So once again, if you want to rebuild here in America a similar situation or a superior situation, much like Black Wall Street was built, you must do so with cooperative women. And if your women refuse to cooperate, then it is intelligent for men to find women who will. So because men are now looking for women who will submit, do you have a man?
I know you ain't doing it no fugazi. You stay on the information. Like, I'm about to tell you my business.
It's a rhetorical question, man. You don't.
You playing with a master at work. I'm not going to give you that information. The only thing I want to ask you is why hasn't the Black man organized himself and built one town here in America? And you want submission. I want field hands. I want you out there building. So you explain to me, why haven't you Black men that want all of this submission? I want somebody to submit. Why you can't organize yourself and build yourself one town? Explain that to me instead of asking me about a man. Don't nobody care about a man, especially when you 50 and up. I'm not interested in a man. I'm interested in a village. I'm interested in a town, but yet you monkeying around with white women. You better stop playing with me, Game Changer, and get your hammers up, get your nails up, and you start building and stop playing with me.
So everything I have for me, and not having any children, there's no reason to build a town for children that don't exist. And since I can't create functional children with uncooperative women, there's really no need to build towns if your women are uncooperative. That being the case, and you mentioned that you don't have a man. So I never told you that. Huh?
I never told you I didn't have a man.
No, you didn't tell me directly, but you told me on your previous video where when your son got home from juvie, he said, "How come you ain't got a man?" Which means you ain't got a man. Which means
I don't have a man.
That
means that T-Bag don't know what I do. That's what it means. T-Bag don't know.
Your response to him was an explanation of why you don't have a man, which means you don't have a man. So now let's.
So what? I don't have a man.
Yeah, I understand that. I know that you want to hide that fact.
A man, and guess what?
I understand that, and I understand that you want to hide that fact. What I'm saying is that Black men are in the process of building. Now, in that process of building, we have to eliminate women who refuse to submit. And that's what we're in the process of doing. We are in search of submissive women in order to build society. Have you ever heard of a city called Seas?
No, I heard of a city called Ghetto that Black men build. That's the only city I know. Ghetto.
What state is the city of Ghetto in?
Everywhere you are, everywhere where the Dusties are. Everywhere where the Dusties are is a ghetto. Ain't nobody trying to hear this, Game Changer. Let me give you the game. Let me give you the game. Now listen. Don't I promise you. Just please give me a minute. I promise you. If I was a man, if I was you, Game Changer, I'd even dwindle myself down and say, if I was you. If I was you, and I can't tell if you white or black anyway. You got a little bit of something going on. But I think you're a black man. You black?
I am a black man, yes.
Okay. So you sounding like you're a little confused. You ain't got that warrior revolutionary spirit on you. You got something a little different. I know your girlfriend white, but we're gonna move on. Now, I'm sorry. Sorry, that was wrong. Now listen, if I was you, I'm a female. So I can't be a male in this patriarchal society. But if I was, guess what? There would be a Black American town that is controlled and operated by us. There would be that. Because the building and the organization process of the building should come from you, the man, but you don't see it. You don't have a clue how to even get it started. I don't care if you don't have no kids. You're going to have them in the future. You should have a house. And when I say a house, I mean a community. I mean a city. I mean a town. You should have that ready for your kids to come to. But you're so selfish and so individualized and so weak that everything that you done talked about is a damn woman. I don't want to hear you talking about a woman today. I want to hear you talking about building. I'm tired of you all. I am telling you from the bottom of my heart, I love the Black man. This is real. I want our own. This is real. And what it's going to take is for you to get out of this white man's mentality of submission. The Black woman was given spiritual instructions in Genesis. It said to be fruitful, pay attention, multiply, pay attention, replenish, subdue, and to have dominion. It said to have dominion. Nobody is about to submit that's Black and wise. We're not going to do that. What we will do, young man, is we will love you. Right around your welcome. We will honor you and we will respect you, but we will never submit up under you because it's not natural. Let me tell you, I'm going to use the scripture, then I'm going to give it back to you.
Okay.
The scripture teaches us in Genesis that it is a curse for the Black woman to submit up under the Black man. Go read it. It's a curse. It's not natural. It's not a natural occurrence for us to submit. Now, for us to harmonize together, that's natural. That's a good occurrence. We are the head of the households. The domestics, we had that. The external, you had that. And so we come together as a dream team. That's my teaching. We come together as a dream team. Ain't nobody gonna submit up under you, GameChanger. You must be out of your mind. Fugazee is stupid as hell. He with a white woman too.
Yeah, who submits under him? Who submits under him?
I don't care if she submit under him.
But he cares.
He don't build in no community. Do you understand? You lost.
Well, he's building a family.
Anything except a world.
He's building a family. But I want to talk about Genesis for a second. Yeah, while you were talking, I was looking up Genesis. I don't really see where it says what you said about Black women and dominion, but I did come across an interesting scripture from Genesis chapter 3. Let's see, which verse is this? Verse 15 and 16, and I will read it. It says, and I will put enmity between thee and the woman, and between thy seed and her seed. It shall bruise the head, and thou shalt bruise the heel. Verse 16. It says, unto the woman, don't interrupt. Unto the woman he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow in thy conception. In sorrow thou shalt bring forth children, and thy desire shall be for thy husband, and he shall rule over thee. So that is God's explicitly saying that the husband shall have dominion over the wife. And it says nothing about what you were talking about. Where,
Can I jump in or what? Because
not yet. It says nothing.
Because you don't know your scriptures, you about to get dragged.
I just read you my scriptures. It says
you're not understanding it. You're not understanding it.
Stop interrupting. It says nothing about women taking dominion over men. Now, I would like to know the chapter and verse that you were referring to, where it says "be fruitful and multiply," which you haven't, but where it says "be fruitful and multiply," and women shall take dominion over men. I'm curious.
Okay, so that means you got a mental disorder.
Okay,
you got a hearing disorder.
Help me with that by giving me the
mental disorder. For you to be saying things that I did not say, I never said what you said. You misunderstand, and you got too much testosterone, and you're not paying attention.
There's no such thing as too much testosterone, but go ahead. Clarify what you said about women should be fruitful and multiply and have dominion over the world.
You like I really need you to guide me. You need to be submitting.
Verse, please.
You should be submitting. Do you think I got a Bible with me right now? It's your job to Google it. I'm just going to tell you what it say. I don't have no Bible in front of me.
I will Google it.
I was a biblical scholar, and I knew all this off the dome. But I'm going to tell you what it said.
You tell me off the dome where it says that.
I'm going to tell you what it said, GameChanger. I'm going to tell you what it said. Now, this is what it said. Now, chill for a second. Breathe. Control that testosterone, because you're about to go out and murder somebody tonight, probably. But anyway,
I do not do that.
Oh yes, you will. You will play with a man. He'll kill, steal, and destroy, and rape, sexually assault people. That's what y'all do. Look in history. Now, let me get to it.
I've only did one of those three things. Okay.
You gotta revolutionize yourself when you deal with me. Now, listen. So this is what I'm trying to tell you. Chill and listen. In Genesis, there was a curse that happened. The man got his curse. And if you read the scripture, you will find out he got the word by the brow. He got his spanking from God, the God of the Bible. The woman got hers. And it says her curse would be the man would rule over her and she would submit up under him. It's a curse. Listen and think. That was a punishment. Don't run up here with this Bible and you don't know it. It is a punishment. It is a curse for the Black woman to submit up under the Black man. So let me tell you about Genesis real quick. Okay. Now imagine this. I'm about to show you why we the natural leader. The Black woman is your natural leader. I'm going to show you this. Check it. God gave Adam, the God of the Bible. I'm not talking about the divine creator. The God of the Bible and the divine creator is different.
Yahweh.
Give me a minute. Because I'm teaching something.
Go for it.
In the beginning, God of the Bible told Adam not to eat from the tree. Now Eve came to Adam.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't even speak to Adam. This is how powerful she is. She put her hand out. You know how you give your kids Skittles and stuff, you put your hand out and the kid just take it and eat it? She was so powerful, she didn't even speak to that lady. She put her hand out. He reached and grabbed what God told him not to, and he did what? It was in his nature. He followed his leader. He said, damn what God is talking about. I'm following this black woman. We were the only ones there. It was a black man and a black woman in the beginning. And she came with her powerful energy, looked at him, put her hand out. He grabbed it, and this nigga then ate it and got himself in trouble. Now, her trouble was God saw if I put her in charge, the world is going to be on a whole nother page. Little Wakanda's greatness was going to happen. He said, but since they got in trouble, I'm going to let this nigga leave. And he ain't going to do shit except steal, kill, and destroy. So anyway, the point that I'm making, I added a little extra to it. This is going to give you a little something to work with. But the point of the story is the natural leader is the woman. Adam followed the black woman. The woman that he continues to follow, but he pretends like he wants her to submit, but he's still even if we give you the illusion that you in charge, we still in charge. We know this. We're in charge. The white woman is in charge of all the black men that she dating. She in charge too. I know this for a fact. We just trick you all. You got tunnel vision. You got that one mind. We multitask. We said we're gonna geek him up. They can think he lead, give him enough room to ego trip. But in the background, we're always ruling. So check Genesis out, pray about it and study it, and then get on what your one knee and pray to Jesus, and your other knee pray to the womb of your mother. So I know you learning something today. I don't care if you pretend like you not. The womb of your mother needs to be given praise, honor, and glory. God did not create you. We did. We are your creators. God created the black woman, and my womb created you. So you need to get on that one knee tonight and get at least one of the knees to your mother, which is your great creator.
Okay, so there's a couple of things that I want to address about that in your interpretation of Genesis. But first, I have a question. You said that the black man followed the black woman. What happened after that?
She got cursed.
Well, they got cursed. So it is fair to say that following a black woman will get your ass cursed. So why in the world? And I'm gonna be profane here. Why in the fuck would anybody follow a woman who God cursed you for following? You are a curse. It is a curse to follow you.
No,
God
you got
said,
cursed for being
said, do not follow this thing.
You got cursed.
If you do this, I will make you a slave. If you do this, everything you have created will be destroyed. If you follow this woman, everything you try to do will burn. If you follow this woman, every civilization that you create will burn. If you follow this woman, you will find yourself in chains on the tobacco field in Virginia. If you follow this woman, you will find yourself on a cotton field in Georgia. If you follow this woman, you will find yourself on a sugar mill in Mississippi. If you follow this woman, you will find yourself with a whip to your back. If you follow this woman, you will find yourself broke in the ghetto. If you follow this woman, you will find yourself broken alone. If you follow this woman, you will find yourself in jail fighting for your virginity. If you follow this woman, you will find yourself being shot dead on the street by a nigga in a do-rag. If you follow this woman, you will find yourself with AIDS. Now, understanding that curse. Understanding that curse. Why in the world would anybody submit to your brand of black female supremacy when God said, don't follow this, bitch? Now I got to say it like short. Bitch. Why would anybody follow somebody like that? I'm curious. Go ahead.
Okay. I'm about to give you a compliment. I'm feeling a revolutionary spirit, and I'm telling you, I'm liking it. At first, I had no respect for you coming in. I couldn't tell you was black or white. But now I'm feeling your energy. So I'm going to clap you up and tell you that's
from the Bible. I appreciate it. All right.
Hey, let me talk now. Don't interrupt Queasy. Let me talk now.
Go for it.
Compliment you. And to be honest, I like Fugazi. Anytime a black man stand up and I feel all of that energy of leadership and not being a wuss, I'm into that. I like that. So you did good, but I want you to lay low for a second. I want you to lay low. Now check it. I'm gonna take you to your scripture. I'm gonna take you to your allegories, your spiritual allegories.
Go for it.
Okay, because believe me, wasn't no snake talking in Genesis, but we not going there. Let's go. Okay, let me get it. So listen to the God of the Bible.
Okay.
And the first mention, Game Changer, is what we need to follow. Now check it. The God of the Bible created man and woman and gave us the identical, listen to me, Game Changer, and calm down, because I like that testosterone, but you're going to get knocked the hell out playing with me. So listen up. So
okay. No. Let me stop you there. 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 All right. Let me stop you there. Hold on. Let me stop you there. Let me stop you there. Don't talk like that. Do not talk like that. Listen, lean and thick with a high IQ and a big ass dick. You ain't knocking out shit. You are not knocking out shit ever. You or any man that's willing to fight for you is not knocking out shit over here. Understand that. Now you can continue. Understand that and you can continue. Understand that and you can continue.
Don't say nothing. When you use the bitch word, everything is open. You better learn who you're dealing with. You ain't dealing with.
I'm just saying, if you are under the impression,
dumbass female, you're dealing with.
Listen,
and I'm a soldier.
If you are under the impression that you can use your divine femininity to somehow get me knocked out, I just want to quash that notion.
I was quiet.
Go ahead and say what you got to say.
I was quiet.
Go ahead and say. Fair enough. Go ahead and say what you got to say.
Okay. So let's get to it.
Go for it.
I was telling you, Game Changer, that in the beginning, you want to follow the first mention. And the first mention was God created the man and the woman.
Heaven and earth. Go ahead.
I want you to be silent. And he gave them the identical instructions. He said, black man and black woman, I want you both to be fruitful. Everybody used to drop a bomb on that. I want you to both multiply, both replenish the earth, both subdue it, and both have dominion. He gave us the identical instructions. Can you say amen? Now, I just want you to just make sure that I'm rolling right. Is that true or is it not true?
Amen. Yeah.
Okay. So the divine creator created the black man and black woman. We were the only one in the beginning and gave us the identical instructions. He did not tell us in the beginning, one is superior, one is inferior, one needs to submit, one don't need. He didn't do that.
Yes, he did.
No, not in the beginning. Not in the beginning. That happened after your silly ass disobeyed God with your weak self. And I'm not talking about you, I'm talking about the man. Not talking about you.
I understand.
Okay. So with your weak self, you can't.
He listened to a woman. He listened to a black woman.
You just ate it.
He listened to a black woman and was cursed. Go for it.
Okay. He should have listened to God. He was weak. You say he listened to the black woman. He was cursed. He should have listened to God. He was weak.
Okay. So from now on, I'm gonna listen. So from now on, I'm gonna listen to God and not the black woman.
You ain't doing shit in America.
So from now on, I'm gonna listen. From now on, I'm going to listen to God and not the black woman.
And you didn't think I was gonna retain it. You didn't think
From
that I
now
was
on, I am going to
personalize
listen to God and not the black woman. I'm going to
you.
learn from
You
Adam's
gonna
mistake.
get that work today.
I am going to learn from Adam's mistake. Adam's mistake was listening to
And
a woman.
I'm gonna learn Eve.
He
Eve should
made the-
continue to Candyland your ass. Tell
Okay,
you what
I'm gonna do what Adam should have done, and was is leave Eve.
Hey, I want you to admit that Adam was a weak ass nigga. Say it.
It doesn't matter.
Adam was a weak ass nigga.
He was weak for following a disobedient.
Okay, it doesn't matter. You see what you said. He followed the woman.
Exactly, and he was punished for it. So
followed
I say unto thee men, I say unto thy men, do not follow the wicked bitch. If you do, you will be cursed amongst all races of men unto perpetuity. I
guarantee you,
I will curse you beyond all foul, beyond all chattel, beyond all buffalo, beyond all dinosaurs. You will be cursed if you follow such an obnoxious being. Go for it. It's your turn.
I like you. Game changer. I really do. I do. This is good. Normally people just usually cut me off, but at least you staying with me. Thank you. So let me just tell you this.
Okay.
The black man and the black woman.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna teach you something today.
Okay.
You have to do this. You're gonna follow Genesis. And you're going to live. Genesis teaches balance. And if we work together and balance one another, we won't be worrying about this submission. So let me show you how it works.
Okay.
When you with a woman and a woman is with a man, and Jesus taught you this, he said the greatest commandment is to love the divine creator, love your neighbor as you would love yourself. If you and your mate, your black woman, make a commitment, I'm going to love him more than I love myself. I'm going to love her more than I love myself. And I don't mean it like for real, but I'm saying, if y'all compete on loving and respecting and honoring each other, we don't even need to deal with the word submission. That word submission has got a bunch of niggas knocked out. I'm telling you. That we didn't have to leave. And when I say knocked out, I know physically I can't knock you out, but you got cussed the fuck out though. You got called a bunch of bitches and hoes. I talked about your mama and your grandma. You know what I'm saying? That goes on in the hood. I'm saying if you quit playing around with this submission and focus on loving one another, we don't need to talk about submission. We only need love. Why do you want submission? I'm gonna tell you why. Because at the root of it is low self-esteem. You want us to submit because in this society, we got to submit up under this white man. That's why I got a plan. We gonna build us a little Wakanda. And it's gonna be people like you that's gonna be a part of it. It's coming in the future. We gonna build us. We gonna start building black communities that's built on love, truth, justice, order, balance, righteousness, reciprocity. We gonna do that. It's coming. So I'm just trying to tell you that there are some black women that's out there that will love you right. You don't have to go be with Becky with the blonde hair. You don't have to do that. There's some beautiful black women that understands nature, that submits in a certain way. It's a love type of way. It ain't that way that y'all want us to just obey. Listen, it's a loving type of way. And then the man submits in a certain type of way too. It's a loving type of way. That's the only submission that I deal with is love submission. Just loving and submitting to each other's love. Anything else is out the door. You think I would actually submit to y'all? Not ever in a real sense where I'm thinking that you my leader. Never gonna do that. We can work together, but you will never leave me. Now it's back on you.
Okay, so you're living in sin then. If you don't submit to the rule of men, you are living in sin. You are a sinner and you are to be damned for being such a thing. And furthermore, here's the simple truth of it. Modern men have something that Adam didn't have. And that is a billion other women, all with pussies. Now, with that understanding, Adam, he probably didn't have a choice because she was literally the only pussy on the planet. We have billions of others. So modern men are saying and we're grabbing our dicks and saying it proudly. If you don't submit, we ain't gonna build shit. And that is the fundamental truth of it. And you could say, I don't want to talk about submission. I'm talking about level. I'm talking about submission. And if you don't submit, I ain't building shit.
Don't nobody give a damn if you don't build, black man.
Yes, you do. You spent your whole introduction talking about your black men don't build. I want you to build Wakanda. Build me a town. I want you to get a hammer and build me a town. You're supposed to build and protect. If you don't submit, I ain't building you shit. And that is the natural fact in order of it. You know, listen, I don't care. Listen, you can live in a mud hut for the rest of eternity for all I give a damn. Without your submission, I ain't building shit.
You need to build for yourself.
That is going to be the end all be all.
Everything is about
to understand your place. If not, I am not going to make a place for you. You can continue to live off the scraps of other societies built on the backs of women who know how to submit. That is up to you. However, I will find a more submissive bitch. That is the end all be all. That is the goal of every black man that wants to see progress for the future and beyond.
All y'all do is think about sex and women.
No, it's not. No, it's not. I'm not. This is not about sex and women. This is about submitting. This is about submitting, which has nothing to do with sex. So I understand. Listen, I ain't gonna try to build a cake without eggs. And I'm not going to try to build a society without submissive women. Like that. For one, there's nothing to build for. And there's nothing to build for. And for two, there's nothing to build with. Therefore, the society, this Wakanda that you are asking for, is not going to happen. And when I do build Wakanda, the women are gonna have some goddamn hair, and they're gonna put their spear down and pick up a spatula and get me a stamp. That is what we're talking about. I don't know what you're trying to talk. And this whole supremacy thing. Yeah, I'm gonna read to you what the Bible talks about. I am going to read.
You better build a city and a town.
I gotta build shit. Like I said, if you don't submit, I ain't building shit.
Be a winner.
If you don't submit, I ain't building shit. That is the end all be all. And any shit I build will be for the submissive woman, like Daisy's fiance. That is who is worthy of it. Now, I have a Bible. I require silence from the congregation. I have a Bible.
Stop worrying about
know the word of the Lord with proper respect. I have a verse. I have a Bible verse that I need to share with you.
I need you to build. I don't care about nothing else except
no, I already told you the terms of building. I already told you the terms of building.
I see you with a plan to build.
My IQ is higher than yours in the
all-white community because you don't have your own community. Going to an all-white school, going to an all-white job because you don't have your shit. Don't talk about no women no more. That's your getaway. That's what you a woman. Stand up like a man and build something.
What?
With your dusty ass.
Like I say, until you bend over like a woman, I ain't gonna stand over. I'm not gonna stand up like a man. You're not gonna try to shame me into being your workhorse. You submit or I ain't building shit.
This shit
comes down to. Yeah, I got a Bible verse that I need to share with you. I'm not Adam, and I don't play that shit. I got a Bible verse that I need to share with you. This is
and I'm telling you that energy that you have is suspect too.
Suspect all you want to.
Okay, be quiet. Let me tell you what I'm saying.
No. I got a verse. You
talking about a woman. You should say, as a man, I don't want this white man over my damn back. I don't want it over my head. I
do not give a fuck about that. I am not talking to a white man right now. I'm talking to you. If I was talking to a white supremacist, I would have a separate conversation. However, I'm talking to a black female supremacist, and I have a conversation with you. and that conversation is man supreme over shit. And until you build, he ain't doing shit for you. Ain't no building and ain't no penis coming your way unless you submit properly. Now,
I don't want to see your ass talking about shit except build.
Genesis chapter 1.
Shut
verse
your ass up about Genesis.
It says, and God said,
Genesis
Genesis chapter 1, verse 26 says, and God said, let us make a man in our image. We are the image of God. All right, understand.
The Greek moment is the God maker.
After our likeness. After our likeness.
Then I'm the God maker. I make you.
Your God is speaking. Your God is speaking. I require silence.
I am your creator.
I am your creation. I am in the image of God that created you out of my damn rib. And you will show respect.
That is allegory. That ain't real, nigga.
That is real. That is real. Yes, it is. It is real. It is real as everything that you said. Understand your place. And your place is to worship your God in my image. And that is me. That is me. You will understand your place properly. Now, as it states, and God said, let us make men in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish. Let him have dominion over the fish of the sea, and over the fowl of the air, and over the cattle, and over all the earth. And you in my damn earth. Now, it says, and over every creeping thing, that's you, that upon the earth. That's everything. He gave me dominion over you, and you are to get me a goddamn sandwich. That is what God tells you to do. You disobedient heathen. That is what he is saying. God told you to do what the fuck I said. He told you to do what I tell you do. And what you are doing is you are a heretic. You are a blaspheming heretic for speaking this nonsense.
You gonna get me right. You gonna say, I'm a God, nigga. Don't call me a heretic. I'm your God. When you was born, you didn't know nothing about a God. You only knew your mother. When you was in the womb, it was me that ate the food that made you who you are. The thoughts that I thought made you who you are. My emotions tailored your temperament. I created you, nigga, not God. I'm your God. What is your problem? I am your God. God created me and I created you. And that's nature. I don't give a damn about that white man writing that silly ass book. I'm talking about nature.
So you was using the book to justify your divine femininity, right? But now you want to now when it tells you to get in your place and get me a sandwich, you like, I don't believe in that book. No. See, this book is used as a paddle to keep bitches like you in line. That is the truth of it.
Shit, did you say bitches like me?
I apologize. I apologize.
You just like bitches like me.
I apologize for it.
Fucked up, game
I apologize for it. I apologize for it.
You better get that shit right.
It is used as a paddle to keep unruly women in line. Just like Eve, and just like Eve, and just like Lilith. The thing is that you are out of order. You are out of the divine Lord's order. You must find yourself a man to submit to immediately, or else you will suffer the wrath of God.
Nigga, what is you on? I'm your God. What is you?
You are a false prophet. You are a false prophet that's not even making profit. You are a false prophet.
Chill for a second, game changer.
No, it says beware false prophets, and that's you.
Chill.
No, because that's you trying to pull the same crap that Eve tried to pull on my great granddaddy. And I ain't gonna play that shit. You are trying to pull some of this Eve crap. You're trying to pull some of this Eve crap on me, and because you want my penis. But no, you can't have it.
Dumbass, I gotta go get some water.
All right, go get some water.
Okay, I'll be right back.
I'm gonna play a short of the day.
Okay, good. Be right back.
Yeah. All right, fellas, let's play the short of the day.
In 2025 and beyond, you only have a couple of options, and I'm going to tell you what they are. Option number one, stay single, stay celibate. Do not let these men touch you. It's stress free, it's easy to do. Option number two, continue dating, keep searching for the love that you will never find in the arms of these men. But no, in continuing to date, you're going to have to deal with stress, drama, disease, heartache, lies, abuse, etc. But if you're still willing to date, those are things that you have to be okay with in order to be dating men. So I'm assuming that if you are still dating in search of love, you have already accepted that you will have to deal with the BS. Probably going to have to deal with baby mothers, kids in different places, he probably broke, etc. And also know that if you are still dating men, you are competing with the most desperate women for the most basic and useless males. Option number three, get you a girlfriend.
Girl, shut up and see. Ain't nobody about to do that shit with you. Turn her ass off. What's up, Game Changer?
Yes, you have objection
right now.
Say that again.
We ain't doing no homosexuality right now. Turn her ass off. Was she talking about?
What she was talking about was as an alternative to submitting to men, then you should get with a woman.
You don't submit to a man, you harmonize with him with your silly self. I keep telling you that. This submission is on you. Ain't nobody submitting.
Why are you talking to me? She said it.
Oh. Well, anyway. Game Changer, this was a nice exchange. But my blood pressure is up. My blood pressure is up. Did you know that, Game Changer?
No, I didn't know that. Mine's is fine because I got testosterone and shit.
Let me tell you, it's about 100 degrees in Texas. I'm sweating. I'm hot. I'm not feeling good. But I enjoyed it. What now? Come on, let's conclude it. What we gonna do? Okay. What we gonna do? Let's come up with a conclusion, Game Changer. Let's do like this.
My statement is set. And this is to all black women.
No shit ain't real. It's true.
My statement is set. It's set. And that is
harmonize and you will be by yourself. You will harmonize.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
Ain't nobody about to submit to y'all niggas. You better sit down.
Okay, that's fine. Understand this. And it comes down to this. This is the basic simple fact. If you don't submit, we ain't gonna do shit.
We won't submit until you legit. How about that? Ain't nobody gonna submit until you legit. Build your own city.
Okay, so what you have, so what we have is
white woman. Tell the truth. I bet you gonna lie. You know you dating a white woman. Are you dating a white woman? Yes or no?
Define white.
Is she African American?
No.
I know she wasn't. And you fronting for her. You up in here disrespecting a God. You know what, nigga? You called me a bitch, didn't you?
I apologize. I apologize. Yes.
You better get your mind right, Game Changer.
Did you apologize for calling me a nigga? Did you apologize for calling me a nigga?
You gonna get called more than a nigga. I didn't call you no bitch.
Fair enough. But you called me a nigga.
Matter of fact,
you called me a nigga. I don't require an apology because I understand that that's what you need to feel like you are something, above.
Hey,
nevertheless, understand that the Bible and the divine Yahweh backs me.
I'm trying to hear that shit. Deal with nature, nigga. All that stuff is man-made. That's why you weak.
God made nature.
With nature.
God made nature.
T-Mac said. T-Mac said Game Changer pulled up on you, mama.
It said it's God made nature and God gave men dominion over nature too.
Be quiet. God didn't give you that.
Yes, he did.
In the Bible.
Yes, he did. Do you want me to read it again? Do you want me to read it again? I'll read it again. He gave us dominion over nature. It says, and God said, let's make men in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion over all the fish of the sea, and over all the fowl of the air, and over all the cattle, and over all of the earth, over every creeping thing that creepeth underneath the earth. Therefore, God has given us dominion over all nature and over all women inside of it. Now, what you must understand with this realization is that you are
Tell
out
your
of God's
girlfriend that.
you
'Cause
are
you
out of God's
know,
order
tell your
until
girlfriend
you
that she needs to submit to her maker.
embrace your place under my servitude. You are living in sin. You are.
Nobody's trying to hear that shit. We are in the modern time. That old ancient stuff don't apply now. The only
Okay.
thing that apply is that you need to be building your own community or town or city or nation to change your situation. That's the only thing you need to be talking about.
I agree.
Only thing.
I agree. So let's talk about that. Now, fellas, I'm talking to the audience right now. Fellas, in order to build any nation or civilization of substance, it has to be done with the cooperation of submissive women, black or otherwise. Until you receive this, it shall not be done. Now, I'm going to take y'all back to a civilization called Seas. You see, after the fall of Troy, the Trojans traveled west to an area that we now call Rome. The problem was that after their defeat, they found themselves at a deficit of submissive women. So what did they do? They went to a city called Seas that had submissive women, and then they married those submissive women, and they built Rome. So what if you want to build a civilization like Rome, then what you must first do is find a place where the women are submissive, get rid of your unruly bitches, and then build Rome. That is the or you can call it Wakanda. You call it whatever you want to because you built it.
Like I did, Gino.
Once you've done that, then you can build a society. You don't build with
you know your girlfriend attracted to me,
you
right?
build around them.
You know your girlfriend
around them.
You know she attracted to me. Your girlfriend want me right now.
Okay.
Yes, because I'm gonna tell you why. Because your ass keep playing with her. She don't want to hear the scriptures no more. She want to see you build some shit and that you have dominion and control over your own territory. And she know I'm kicking that good shit. When she look at you tonight, she gonna be shamed. When she look at your ass tonight, you should have just submitted and said, you know what? I'm about to organize with some black men. We're going to start building some rite of passage programs, and we're going to start organizing, and we're going to take over one of these towns, and it's going to be little Wakanda. She will respect you more. You sitting up here talking about, I need a woman to submit up under me before I build. Nigga, that ain't going to happen. The matriarch is here. Matriarch. We're here.
Oh, wait. Let me see that sign.
Matriarch. Matriarch. You want to see it again? Matriarch. These are M's, nigga. Matriarch. Hey, in this room, I haven't been in this room in a while. Let me move and get this air conditioner kicking. Give me 1 second. I'm going to move and let my air conditioner.
Okay. While she does that, I want to say something. Like, if you ever want to do a ghetto street sign, then the proper way to do a M is similar to a Tupac W when he was talking about the West Coast. So what you want to do is cross your middle and your ring finger, and then you have a W. Placed downward is a M. And that would be the proper gang symbol if you want to rep matriarch. Like you know?
Like that?
Yeah. Well, no. Let me see.
I'm out there doing gardening. Don't look at my nails. I'm out there doing gardening right now. So don't pay attention.
Yeah, because you're cursed. But I mean,
how can the gods be cursed? I'm your God.
You are nobody's God. You are cursed. Listen, it says in the Bible that your ass is supposed to toil the land, and that's why you toil in the land now, because he cursed you, and you still toil in the damn land with your dirty hands. It's a curse.
I'm putting flowers out. What is you talking about?
You're toiling. You are toiling the land.
You know what? Put that Bible down and get your revolutionary flag up. and
Holy
start
crap.
fighting.
Now you want to put it down. Now that you got spanked with the Bible, you want to put it down. All right.
That shit is allegory.
But no.
All of that shit is allegory.
If you want to do the W right, because I'm from Oakland, if you want to do the W right, you got to cross the middle finger. You just putting them together. You got to cross the middle finger over the ring finger.
Okay, so can we come to the conclusion that we have to harmonize as a black man and black woman? That we have to harmonize. We need to come to this conclusion, because if not, you're going to get cussed out and you're going to have to stay with white women and Asian women, because the white woman is going to allow you to think that she's submitting. She using you for your money. You're so silly. She not submitting. She say, now,
what about when she has more money? What about when she has more money than me?
Be quiet. All I want is just money and resources.
Right, but what if she has more money and resources than me?
I'm gonna have a pretty mulatto baby, so it can look like Haley Berry. Because the mulatto kids, they think that the white women they don't like that paleness, so they'll use you just to have some pretty mulatto babies in their minds. But let me tell you something, Game Changer. I'm about to chill and I'm about to taper it down. I want you to know, honestly, just like I told Fugazee, I see potential in you. I like you. And I just have to, I got to toy with y'all and play with y'all. But at the end of the day, stay on that energy. Don't let no woman, no man, nothing break that energy. You stay there. And I promise you, if you stay where you are, you're going to great things that's going to come in your life. Don't be a punk. The way you stood up, you did your thing. I like it. I admire it. And I'm glad that I was on with you, because I'm having more respect for the black man. The more I talk to y'all that won't bend and break and let nobody do you in. You fought a good fight of faith. You stood the course. I'm glad about it. Keep it up. Don't let nobody take that from you. Stay in that vein. And I'm telling you, your girl's gonna be impressed, because you pulled up today. You did good. But it's been an hour. Does anybody have any questions for me? Do you want anybody to come on so I can knock them out, or what we gonna do? Because I'm telling you.
I'll put the link out there. And somebody had a question. Somebody had a question about
one, or we ain't gonna do shit. But you say we gonna submit. So we need to come. Me and you need to at least come up with something in this exchange that we can
come up with. You submit, I ain't doing shit. That's what I've come up with. You submit or I ain't doing shit.
Submit until you legit and build you a city or a town.
Okay, then, so what we have. See, I play chess. What we have is what's called the stalemate. We have what's called the stalemate. So we have to play a new game. We have to change the game. We have a stalemate. You demand submission before you demand creation before submission. We require a submission before creation. That's a stalemate.
No, I demand balance. Where we love, honor, and respect.
So now that we have this stalemate, what we must do is we must find women who will submit. That's where we're at. Somebody had a question.
Harmonize and stop playing. You got low self-esteem at the end of the day if you cannot harmonize with your woman. Why you need somebody to submit up under you? That's ridiculous.
Nothing reads
ideology.
Yeah, right. Nothing reads low self-esteem than a man kneeling to his mama. Nothing yields lower self-esteem than that. To a man kneeling to anybody, really. But yeah, if you are submitting yourself to a person because she has a womb, then that's low self-esteem.
Did you say a man submitting to his mama got low self-esteem?
Yeah, kneeling to his mama. Yeah, exactly.
The white man got you twisted.
Oh, I'm twisted.
Got you twisted, game maker.
I'm twisted. Okay.
Game changer.
Well, I tell you what, they built a very nice society. So it seemed like they figured something out. And
they did. To use the black man and a black woman as monkeys and as apes to do all the work.
Probably because they were foolish enough to follow black women. All right, so let me read the question here. It says, wait, does she have gray hair and blonde hair / gold curls in her head?
Tell that nigga to build a village and a town and stop monkeying around. Tell him to build a community center if he want to be a winner. Tell him to build a grocery store if he don't want to be poor. Tell him to build a security center so that we can fight, or else it's good night for us. Tell him to sit down and stop worrying about a woman appearance and get his hammer and nails and start building something worth talking about. Little Wakanda, nigga. Little Wakanda. That's what we need to be building. Get your ass off the line. Go to the next person, please.
Yeah. Okay. And there you have it. Build a street if you want her to rub your feet. Build her a town if you want her to go down.
Oh, I know you're doing sex talk with me. You doing sex talk, nigga?
I'm rhyming like you are, you know.
Okay, well, you gotta rhyme right. Hey, and then you told me
That
about
is right. Is there a wrong way to write? Rhyme? What the hell?
You told me about a rap battle too.
Oh, that's right.
And I'm gonna dust your ass off in a rap battle.
All right,
Hey,
you ready?
Hey, T-Bag. T-Bag, what up?
Oh shit, you're getting T-Bag. Okay.
Okay. No, T-Bag, he ain't trying to deal with it right now. He upset with me anyway. But listen.
Wait. Why is T-Bag upset with you?
Because of some stuff I did to him earlier, but I'm not gonna get into it. I had to take it to T-Bag earlier, but don't worry about that.
No,
listen.
Wait.
GameChanger, I'm not doing that with you.
No. I'm curious. Does T-Bag worship your divine female blackness as he's supposed to as your son?
He does. On one knee, he worships the ancestor. On the other knee, he worships his mother. Yes. T-Bag admire me. You know, T-Bag, I'm telling you, T-Bag be on his mom.
No,
and T-Bag don't want no man around me. He think like he do. When a man is around me, T-Bag be upset. T-Bag won't be all to himself. But anyway, don't worry about T-Bag. He a kid. Don't worry about T-Bag. You deal with building a damn city or a town and stop monkeying around with white women.
Well, if I build it, I want to, and I invite T-Bag in it. I want to make sure he's okay. So
T-Bag straight, for real, he's straight. But,
okay, but you said that he's mad at you. Like, why would he be mad if he's supposed to worship you? I don't get it. Like, he's not worshiping you if he's mad at you.
Somebody, I worship God. I'll be mad when things don't go right with God, with the divine creator. Sometimes I'm walking around
that's me. I'm in God's image. You worship me. You worship me. You worship the image of me. I'm in God's image.
God, what you think God is in the image of a man?
I think man is an image of the God, and it says so in the Bible. It says so in Genesis chapter 1, verse 26.
More of a feminine energy.
It says
divine creator.
It doesn't say anything about feminine energy. It says that he created man in his image. That's what it says.
God. Hey, let me ask you something. Have you ever heard of Sinetta TV?
I'm sorry. No, I haven't.
Listen to me. SANETER TV. Go there, and when you go to Sinetta TV and click on all the videos from Brother Jabari Osaze, and he's going to teach you all of that stuff you talking about, young man, is allegory. It's not real.
Mm-hmm.
It's not real. It's spiritual allegories so you can get the message behind the message. You're taking this literal. That's why you're not powerful. But you getting there, though. You got a little power. You got a little umping. I thought you was doing good. But you wouldn't.
There's no other way.
You're doing falsehood.
I understand. There's no other way to take literature but in a literal way. That's why it's called that. But I will say that it's pretty damn explicit that I shall rule over you. It does say that in chapter 3, verse 27.
It was a curse.
Yes, you're cursed to serve me forever and ever and ever. Yes, you are cursed to serve me. You're cursed to give me ascendant. You are cursed to do as I tell you do.
Once we found out that it wasn't real, we lifted it. Okay, game changer. We have to come up to a conclusion. We've been on the line for an hour and something.
Okay, fair enough. It doesn't seem like anybody else is coming up, and there's no more questions in the room. So yeah, go ahead and make your closing statement.
Well, my closing statement is this: the Black woman is all things, more powerful than the universe, more powerful than any man by far, more powerful than the white woman, the Black woman. No, the white woman, the Asian woman, and the Hispanic woman. The Black woman reigns supreme, and from her womb, she created all of humanity. And what we must do is start to give praise, honor, and glory to the womb of the woman. And you also can give praise, honor, and glory to the man as well. But it's time for you to incorporate the divine feminine. Incorporate the divine feminine. That's why y'all asses are running around like barbarians, because you don't have the divine feminine. So no one is going to submit to the black man. We will love, honor, and respect you. No one will definitely submit to the white man. What we're going to do is we're going to eventually take the kingdom back and put his ass back in the Caucasus Mountains. So that is my closing. No submission. Show love, honor, and respect one to another. Submission days is over. That shit is ancient time. No one's doing that. And anybody that's begging for submission, you have low self-esteem. That's it. That's my closeout.
Okay. All right, fellas. Once again, I continue to stand strong. If a woman don't submit, don't build her shit. If she don't bow down, she don't deserve a town. If she don't give you a sandwich, then fuck her damage. And let me think of something else that rhyme. If she's not in the mood, then don't hunt no food. You don't owe these unsubmissive women anything. Listen, it is incumbent upon each man to find himself a woman that submit. I know that they are in short supply in modern times and in Western society. However, they exist. If you do not find one, it is better to live on a hot tin roof, than it is to deal with an uncooperative woman. That is God's words, not mine. God also said, shut the fuck up in church, woman. So understand that you do have a place on top. And if she will not accept her place, that doesn't take you off of yours. I would like to thank my special guest, DungQuesha, or DungQuesha, no last name needed. It's been real. It's been a nice build. And I appreciate having you.
I appreciate you, Game Changer. We may see each other again one day, okay?
Most definitely.
Okay, bye.
Goodbye.
Okay.
What's going on, H&M?
Salute, Game Changer. Number one entertainer puts a whip in the game like a lion tamer.
What's going on, man?
Nothing much. I had a question for the woman before she hopped off. She said, we're not going to submit to men until men start building. My question is, do you have the desire or the will to be submissive to a man? Because if you're going to put conditions on it, then hell, you better already have it embedded in your mind that you want to submit to a good man.
Okay, fair enough. So I'm gonna drop you down and respond to that because I only have like a couple of minutes. But yeah, that's a very good question. Thanks, H&M.
Of course.
All right. Okay, so his question is, does she have it in her to submit? The truth of the matter is the whole build a city thing, build Wakanda, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. That's a dummy mission. That's a dummy mission. What's a dummy mission? It's a mission that they send you on, knowing that you will not fulfill it, in order to justify them doing what they already wanted to do, and that is not submit and live in their divine, supreme black womanhood. It's a dummy mission, fellas. Don't fall for it. It's kind of like if you're a kid and they say, oh, I want, I want such and such for Christmas. And then they say, okay, I'll get you such and such for Christmas if you do ... Now, that kid is not capable of doing ... You know that. But you tell them that because you can't afford whatever it is that kid wants for Christmas. That's the truth of the matter. It's a dummy mission. They don't have any intention on submitting. And once you do, and even if you did build, this in one generation, build this magical civilization, they're just going to find things about this civilization to complain about to further justify them not submitting. Don't fall for a dummy mission, fellas. Understand this. You don't owe them anything before. You don't. Anytime you chase the carrot or chase the fish or chase the box. They're always going to put ridiculous tasks in front of you, seeing how many hoops you'll jump through before you realize that this is just a game that they're playing. They understand that you want submission and that it's a necessary part of building a proper civilization. They don't care if they have a proper civilization or not. They're comfortable in their ghetto apartment adjusting the air conditioning. Don't fall for such foolishness. All right, I'm gonna read some comments and then I'm out. Let's see. If she thinks she's God, just implement Sharia law. I mean, you can't stop a person from thinking what they're thinking, but that doesn't mean you have to share in a thought like, oh, you think you're God. Okay, I'm going to, stand over here and watch an incense burn. Like, I mean, you don't have to listen. Okay. When I worked in San Francisco, there's a lot of people who are homeless in the downtown area, in the Embarcadero area. They're homeless, and San Francisco is a good place to go to find liberal-minded, high-income people to put $1 in a cup. So they come to get their bummins, and they can't help but to blurt they're crazy. And part of their crazy is that they are God and what have you. It doesn't mean that you have to actually worship them. I mean, it's just somebody blurting they're crazy for $1. You don't really have to deal with that. So that's my philosophy on that. You have to break her Jezebel spirit, like an Islamic woman would. Or you could just search for one without a Jezebel spirit. If she can't break it herself, it's it's yeah. Let's see. Cut off the welfare. See what they do. Yeah. Okay. I will say this, and this is against the teachings of Obsidian and Kevin Samuels. And that is, winter is not enough. Winter is not enough. I was talking to Bernard about this. They're going to do everything they can during winter to avoid submission. That's just how they've been indoctrinated. They've been indoctrinated to feel as if submission is the worst thing a woman can possibly do. And they're going to avoid it at all costs. If it means homelessness, they'll do that. If it means like 8 of them staying in a 2-bedroom apartment while one of them have a job, they'll do that. They will do anything to not submit. Winter is not enough. Cutting off welfare is not enough for many of them. And then, let's not forget, how she describes pseudo submission, where I'm going to make y'all think y'all in charge. We're going to make y'all think y'all. Yeah. So what? Do you really want that? Do you really want a bunch of welfare refugees coming to you, pretending like you're in charge, giving you their used box from a ghetto trap? Like, I mean, do you really want that? All right, let's see. If you build it, you have to enslave her in it. I mean, if she won't embrace her proper place, then there's really like not much left. Good back and forth, GC. Still on your ground against the craziness was well done. Well, thank you. I'm used to it. I'm a black man. All right. It says, your girl is my baby mama. Okay. All right. Computers send the same thing over and over. Oh, there's a private message. Let me see. Oh, H&M want to give his final words. All right. Sure. What's your final words?
Well, let me just say this was one crazy show. I mean, if she gonna talk all that bullshit, then well, a few rhymes for her. Okay, I built you a city. You better give me that kitty.
See, you good with you.
Yeah. If I built you a hood, you better treat me real good.
Okay.
I built you a house. You gonna be my spouse.
All right.
Somebody mentioned if she don't behave, make her ass a slave. I start
I
stacking
forgot
them
that
bricks.
you
You
came
gonna
with the
suck
rhymes.
mine, you know.
Yeah. No, I forgot that you came with the rhymes. Yeah, I had a few, but I stumbled a bit at the end. So yeah, I could have
It's
used you
all
back then.
good. And
But yeah, thanks a
finally,
lot.
if I start
Oh,
stacking bricks, she gonna suck this. Well,
right. Well, thanks for coming through, H.
Not a problem. Not a problem.
All right, peace. All right, let's see what else y'all have to say before I head out. Straight going home and listening to Juvenile's Big Timers. Oh, what? I got you feeling Bay music right now? Oh no, that's not. I'm thinking of E40. What he said? Big timer. Okay, but you said Juvenile. My mistake. All right. Let's see. Oh, I already read that one. Game Changer. The missus told me that Section 8 said no rent increase. Budgets are getting cut. Yeah. So for those of you who don't know, Freeman's Journal, he rents property out to Section 8 people. And so I do understand that there's changes going on with that whole program. I'm hoping that it doesn't affect the vets or people who are genuinely disabled. Not somebody who got disability because their ears produce too much wax. I'm talking about, somebody who is genuinely disabled. And I hope it don't affect them, because I don't need a bunch of homeless people who fought for this country, or who are genuinely, to no fault of their own, mentally or physically incapable of producing. I don't want a bunch of like homeless wheelchair people, because in the Bay Area it was full of homeless. They come for the weather, I'm assuming. All right. Says you got way more patience than me. It's a virtue. It's, takes time and discipline. It says you got to have the balls to implement Sharia law. That's the only option, perhaps. Better jump on that wood, okay? That's what witches do. Females like her were cast to the woods in the old times. Yeah, they did have like things that they did with witches. It was all kind of creative crap. Quit fooling with them. All right. West Coast get homeless folks from all over the country. Well, yeah, because they're smart homeless. Like, if I was homeless, I would. Well, would you want to be like burning a garbage can underneath New York City, underneath the New York City bridge or Chicago bridge in the winter, or would you rather be out here? I mean, you homeless. You don't have air conditioning. You go where the weather is. That's why we got like tent cities everywhere. And if you look it up in Oakland, I've seen one. It was like a 2-story wooden thing that they made. They got like whole little towns, and places are too liberal to do anything. So yeah, it's gonna be homeless people here. That's just, I don't know. You take the good with the bad. Anyway, so I like to thank everybody that participated. I like to thank the members. I like to thank those who participated in the chat, and those who listen silently. Hit that like button on your way out. And this is GameChanger 00100. Game over. Peace.